Aloha aina, aloha, Kalama kaina keia, palikuna ko lau ka papa mo ko hina. My name is Kalama Niheu, and I am from Ka'ava, or the windward side of Oahu, the Ko'olauloa area. And for myself, what I've always stood for is for the Kanaka Maoli, the most vulnerable, the most, I think that's when you look at true intersectional, empowering awareness and solidarity, we always have to look at the most vulnerable of our people. The mana of any movement is really measured by how we can take care of our most vulnerable. And so this is how I was always raised by my family. My family, if you censor the most vulnerable, most marginalized, you will automatically, then everyone will be uplifted from that. And from there, I've had my struggles and the pathway that my father and my family have gone to. My very first arrest was at Makua in 1998 in defense of the Pu'uhonua o Makua. And then at that particular time, you had generations of displacement happening from the mountain to the ocean. 99% of our people have been displaced from the Mahele time moving forward. And then every single time where you've had a situation where we've been displaced, where we haven't had any resources, where we haven't had land, this possession of land has been the legacy of our people ever since occupation has begun here. And we always were stewards of land. We never owned land. And they took advantage of that. Because of that, our people are all struggling, every single one of us, even those of us who are housed, even those of us who are employed. We're still dealing with the specter, the fear of being ousted all the time, always being fearful of losing our home, losing connection to our family, and we're never able to fully root completely. And so in 1998, I went over to Makua and I stood with the people there because they were exactly like Pu'uhonua o Wai'anae. Papa Kolea was just like Pu'uhonua o Wai'anae. It is our people, our ohana, that is struggling and dealing with the disenfranchisement. So if you are getting any resources, any monies, any grants, talking about the plight of our people, you should be here. You should be here in Pu'uhonua o Wai'anae because your livelihood, your grants, your nonprofit organizations, these are not the wretched of the earth. This is the people for which your purpose, your existence, your every reason for being here, your monies, your grants, this is the community that we're talking about. So if you are receiving grants or resources, you have to address that. And for those of you who have seen the Black Panther movie, those of you who have seen what was happening in Wakanda, those of you who see the story that they tell of the elite Black community that does so very well while every single one of their cousins or brothers are out there. It is a parallel that you see exactly over here. If you're living in a nice home, if you're driving a nice car, if you're doing well, even more so than those of you who are fearful of losing your homes every day, fearful every day of becoming houseless yourself, you should be here. The lessons that you see in Black Panther, you see for the whole world, is that if you yourself are doing well and you talk about the struggles of your people, it is incumbent upon you to join forces with the houseless, the disenfranchised, the people that are considered to be most criminalized. Because you see, the great lessons that Pu'uhonua Wai'anae have is that we as a culture are still alive, the sense of community, the sense of joint struggle, the sense of creating spaces of safety was always a cultural belief of ours, and it's diametrically opposed to systems of exploitation and extraction. So if you are fighting the power and not standing with Pu'uhonua, if you are saying that you are a woke Kanaka Maoli, if you are saying that you believe and fight for the people, and you either vilify in your heart or your mind, or even actually in real life, the people that are fighting here that exemplify a true Kanaka Maoli way of living for the most vulnerable, then you are part of that critique in that movie of the Black elite that stood by and watched the continent of Africa being exploited, destroyed, and had the superior weapons and resources and did nothing. So if there is a lesson to be learned from pop culture, I hope you learn to come here to be a part of not just being a savior, but being saved yourselves from the rat race that's out there, from understanding that this is a place that you would go if you have no place to go. This is a place where our people can lay their head. So that's why I'm here. I stand in solidarity and unity with the Pu'uhonua Wai'anae. I have so much aloha and respect. What they're doing here is incredible. It's beyond anything that I could ever have done myself. I have so much respect and aloha for them. This community is extraordinary. Mahalo nui. Ahuia.